All stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Where we go?
Admission of lawyers. Waqas Ahmed.
May it please the court, I move that Waqas Ahmed be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Waqas Ahmed be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rayan Alawi.
May it please the court, I move that Rayan Away be here as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rayan Away be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Timothy Alphonse.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Timothy Alphonse, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Timothy Alphonse be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Diana Angelus.
May it please the court, I move that Diana Jane Angelus be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Diana Angelus be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lauren Rose Bergen.
May it please the court, I move that Lauren Rose Bergen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lauren Rose Bergen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dylan Thomas Byers.
May it please the court, I move that Dylan Thomas Byers be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dylan Thomas Byers be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ellen Roberta Caires Cavicchioli.
May it please the court, I move that Ellen Roberta Caires Cavicchioli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ellen Roberta Carlos Cavicchioli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wendy Wenyi Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Wendy Wenyi Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wendy Wenyi Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Erica Chow.
May it please the court, I move that Erica Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Erica Chow be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Susan Cowan.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Susan Cowan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Susan Cowan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elsbeth Hilda Rose Davey.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Elspeth Hilda Rose Davey, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elsbeth Hilda Rose Davey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicole Joanna Drainus.
May it please the court, I move that Nicole Joanna Drainus be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicole Joanna Drainus be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas Jamas Finelli.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas Jamas Finelli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas Jamas Finelli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nafisa Naz Ferdowsi.
May it please the court, I move that Nafisa Naz Ferdowsi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nanefa Naz Ferdowsi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Alexandra Fraser.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Hannah Alexandra Fraser, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hannah Alexandra Fraser be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claire Michelle Grant.
May it please the court, I move that Claire Michelle Grant be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Claire Michelle Grant be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zachary Matthew Harris.
May it please the court, I move that Zachary Matthew Harris be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zachary Matthew Harris be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua James Harrison.
May it please the court. I move that my brother, Joshua James Harrison, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua James Harrison be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fayez Hayek.
May it please the court, I move that Fayez Hayek be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fayez Hayek be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Cooper Hayes.
May it please the court, I move that Cooper Hayes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Cooper Hayes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Umarante Leela May Hessa.
May it please the court. I move that Amarante Leela May Hessa be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Amarata Lily May Hessa be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Paxton Joy Hewitt.
May it please the court, I move that Paxton Joy Hewitt be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Paxton Joy Hewitt be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Callum Alexander Hogg.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Callum Alexander Hogg, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Callum Alexander Hogg be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Charles Thomas Howard.
May it please the court, I move that Charles Thomas Howard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Charles Thomas Howard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sabine Ruza Matosin Hunter.
May it please the court, I move that my friend Sabine Ruja Mattison Hunter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sabine Ruza Madison Hunter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christina Jing Ayenko.
May it please the court, I move that Christina Jing Ayenko be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christina Jing Ayenko be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Jackson.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Jackson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Jackson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angela Maxie Lane.
May it please the court, I move that Angela Maxie Lane be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Angela Maxie Lane be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Troy Michael Languden.
May it please the court, I move that Troy Michael Langdon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Troy Michael Langdon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Renja Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Renja Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Renja Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wei Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Wei Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wei Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stella Magulius.
May it please the court, I move that Stella Magulius be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Stella Magulius be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zain Mahood.
May it please the court, I move that Zain Mahood be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zain Mahood be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amber Jane Matthews.
May it please the court, I move that Amber Jane Matthews be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amber Jane Matthews be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas William McCarthy.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Thomas William McCarthy, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas William McCarthy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Reese Shuway McKinnon.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Reese Shuway McKinnon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Reese Shuway McKinnon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lauren Elise McNamara.
May it please the court, I move that my sister-in-law, Lauren Elise McNamara, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lauren Elise McNamara be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lazar Mezerowski.
May it please the court, I move that Lazar Mazurowski be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lazar Mezerowski be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sasha Talis Michael Montefiore.
May it please the court, I move that Sasha Talis Michael Montefiore
be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sasha Tallis Michael Montefiore be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lara Rafik Murad.
May it please the court, I move that Lara Rafik Murad be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Lara Rafik Murad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rennie James Muldoon.
May it please the court, I move that Rennie James Muldoon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Rennie James Muldoon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Elizabeth Newman.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Elizabeth Newman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Elizabeth Newman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Kate Norton.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Kate Norton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Kate Norton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ned Seamus O'Brien.
May it please the court, I move that Ned Seamus O'Brien be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Ned Seamus O'Brien be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anushka Sujal Patel.
May it please the court, I move that Anushka Sujal Patel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Anushka Sujal Patel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samir Pokharel.
May it please the court, I move that Samir Pokharel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samir Pokharel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Potts.
May it please the court, I move that Hannah Potts be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hannah Potts be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhuyin Q.
May it please the court, I move that Zhuyin Q be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zhuyin Ku be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Saxon Rodney Quick.
May it please the court, I move that Saxon Rodney Quick be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Saxon Rodney Quick be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kyla Jane Rice.
May it please the court, I move that Kyla Jane Rice be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Kyla Jane Rice be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Piper Grace Ryan.
May it please the court, I move that Piper Grace Ryan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Piper Grace Ryan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eubin Shaw.
May it please the court, I move that Eubin Shaw be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eubin Shaw be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Imogen Eileen Sheriff.
May it please the court, I move that Imogen Eileen Sheriff be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Imogen Eileen Sheriff be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugh Min Jamie Sim.
May it please the court, I move that Hugh Min Jamie Sim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hugh Min Jamie Sim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joan Yun Ting Su.
May it please the court, I move that Joan Yun Ting Su be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joan Yung Ting Su be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angelina Spora.
May it please the court, I move that my wife, Angelina Christine Spora, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Angelina Spora be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Elizabeth Stone.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Elizabeth Stone be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Elizabeth Stone be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Radhika Tamhane.
May it please the court, I move that Radhika Tamahan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Radhika Tamhane be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia June Tooth.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia June Tooth be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia June Tooth be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugo Scott Van Haren.
May it please the court, I move that Hugo Scott Van Haren be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hugo Scott Van Haren be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Oliver John Williams.
May it please the court, I move that my brother, Oliver John Williams, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Oliver John Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vanessa Wishalim.
May it please the court, I move that Vanessa Wishalim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vanessa Wishalim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wendy Wu.
May it please the court, I move that Wendy Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Wendy Wu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ziyu Yang.
May it please the court, I move that Ziyu Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ziyu Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hunter Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Hunter Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Hunter Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those applicants whose admission has been moved to stand and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making a declaration. Please stand as indicated by the officiating officer, not all at once, as indicated by the officiating officer. Important lesson. Wait for the end of the question.
Could the first two rows to my right on this side of the court please stand? Wakas Ahmed, Rayen Alawi, Timothy Alphonse, Diana Angelis, Lauren Rose Bergen, Dylan Thomas Byers, Ellen Roberta Kairas Kavikali, Wendy Wenyi Chen, Erika Chow, Alexandra Susan Cowan, Elspeth Hilda Rose Davey, Nicola Joanna Drainus, Nicholas Jamas Fanelli, Nafisa Naz Ferdosi, Hannah Alexandra Fraser, Claire Michelle Grant. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So I do.
Thank you. Please be seated. Could the next two rows on this side of the court please stand up? Zachary Matthew Harris, Joshua James Harrison, Fayez Hayek, Cooper Hayes, Amarante Leela May Hesser, Paxton Joy Hewitt, Callum Alexander Hogg, Charles Thomas Howard, Sabine Ruza Matosin Hunter, Christina Jing Ayenko, Olivia Jackson, Angela Maxie Lane, Troy Michael Langerdon, Renjir Lee, Wei Lee, Stella Magulius, Zane Mahood, Amber Jane Matthews, Thomas William McCarthy, Sarah Reese Shuwei McKinnon, Lauren Elise McNamara. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please be seated. Could the row in the middle of the court please stand up? Lazar Mezarowski, Sasha Talis Michael Montefiore, Lara Rafik Murad, Rennie James Muldoon, Emma Elizabeth Newman, Georgia Kate Norton, Ned Seamus O'Brien, Anushka Sujal Patel, Samir Pokarel, Hannah Potts, Dijuan Quiu, Saxon Rodney Quick, Kyla Jane Rice, Piper Grace Ryan, Yublin Shaw. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability. Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Please be seated. Could the two rows on this side of the court please stand up? Imogen Eileen Sheriff, Hugh Min Jamie Sin, Joan Yunting Su, Angelina Spora, Sarah Elizabeth Stone, Radhika Tamhane, Georgia June Tooth, Hugo Scott Van Huren, Olivia John Williams, Vanessa Wish Alim, Wendy Wu, Ziu Yang, Hunter Zhu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please be seated.
Now that the formal part of the ceremony is over, can I welcome you all here to the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I am Justice Stevenson. I sit in the Equity Division of the Court, and I today represent the Chief Justice. On my right is Justice Campbell, who sits in the Common Law Division, and on my left is Justice Melnitsky, who sits in the Equity Division. And together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you all to practice. And as I'm sure you all know, we have done so sitting on the land of the Gadigal, and the land that the Gadigal of the Eora Nation has cared for and been custodians of for thousands of years. And the court pays its sincere respects to elders past, present, and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. To all the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for celebration. We know, because we've all done it, how hard you have worked to get here to reach this important milestone. I also welcome, on behalf of the court, your friends and family who, whose support I'm sure has been invaluable to you on this journey thus far. For many of them, their endurance of your finely polished or perhaps developing skills of argument or persuasion may be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever the case, I'm sure that they are immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take the time to thank them. Depending on how good an advocate you have already become, you may be able to convince them to shout you to a civilised drink or dinner tonight. And if necessary, I'll make a direction to that effect. This is a court that, as I'm sure you all know, celebrated its bicentenary last year, and it makes it, some of you may be surprised to know, one of the longest continually operating common law courts in the world. And the Chief Justice has asked me especially to ask you to take the time to view something of which he's very proud, which is the history wall outside the court and the photographs of our bicentennial sitting and the Supreme Court Gallery over on my left to get a taste of our rich history. The custom you followed today of swearing or making an oath or an affirmation is an old one. It dates back to the 12th century. This is not a quaint tradition. It's a public undertaking by each of you in the presence of the court, your family, your peers, to truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer and faithfully serve the administration of the laws and usages of the state, being the words that you've sworn or affirmed to. As you've seen, the ceremony is unique and attended by important formalities. First, that your admission has been moved by someone who's already a member of the profession, and second, that you've made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family, your peers, and the court. So they and we are therefore all witnesses to the serious promises that you've made just then. The law touches every part of our society and will no doubt lead you all on different and varying career paths, but whichever direction the law takes you, you must remember the affirmation and oath you've made today. It's a serious one, and it deserves a solemn regard throughout your time in the legal profession. And whether you work in private practice, go to the bar, work in a community legal centre, Aboriginal Legal Service or a government agency or some entirely different field, you should be known and you must be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. And these things really should be taken as given, and strive at all times to uphold the cardinal values that you've said to us all today you would. Admission to the legal profession is a privilege, it's not a right, and it's contingent upon your continuing adherence to what you've sworn and affirmed that you would do today. Now, no doubt you've noticed the portraits of the former Chief Justices on the walls, and you'll see that they're wearing the same sorts of robes, in some cases literally, that we wear. And you may be wondering why after 200 years we wear these ceremonial robes, on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you why we don't wear them. It's not because we find them particularly comfortable, or because, which they're not, or because we think they're a striking fashion statement. Minds might differ about that, but let that go. The reason we do wear them is because on ceremonial occasions such as this, they symbolically serve to highlight a very important thing, which is the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales. However, judges who wear these robes are being drawn increasingly from a diverse pool. There are now 600 women barristers, for example, including the current president. Some 43% of all judicial officers are female, including the Chief Justices of the ACT and Queensland. Women make up more than 2/3 of the solicitors under the age of 35. The President of the Law Society, indeed, is a distinguished female practitioner. I have to confess the composition of the profession is radically different from when I commenced practice, but that's a good thing. What our robes do is to differentiate this arm of government, the judiciary, from the other arms of government, the legislature and the executive. And we're seeing today, and indeed in the last week from events abroad, how important that separation of powers is, and how important courts are to supervise the lawful exercise of state power, including executive orders. We're fortunate to live, are we not, in a country where our Commonwealth, state and local governments respect the rulings of the courts, even if, as does sometimes happen, the rulings are politically inconvenient to the government or critical of it. And in a world where, as we all know, there's so much global uncertainty and insecurity, challenges to what we in Australia and New South Wales accept as conventional norms, such as the rule of law, is more important than ever. It's no mere academic construct. It's a matter of real practical importance. The rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators, populists, and might I even add, presidents. In a speech in 2018, Lord Hodge of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom aptly described the rule of law as the bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder. Notwithstanding the formality and tradition that you've seen us exercise today, the law is a dynamic thing. Not everything remains unchanging. We all know the big changes that the pandemic brought to the use of technology in all parts of society, but including the courts, and the advent of generative AI brings with it both opportunities and challenges within the legal profession and the courts. And I'm sure you've all observed that the court recently published a practice note about the use by the profession, but also by judges, of AI. We can't use it at all. Lawyers must remain critical and independent thinkers. Whilst the continuing expansion of what technology has to offer has its advantages, the practice of law remains a human matter and has human interaction at its heart. And an essential part of the law is, essential part of being a lawyer is to understand people and understand how others react to pressure and deal with each other. This is seen in our courts every day, particularly in the criminal law, but also in the courts that deal with domestic violence, family law, and other such matters. Very likely, when you are dealing with individuals that need your services, they will be in a position of great difficulty, if not crisis, without affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, status. So remember, when you're dealing with them as comfortable as you may feel professionally, they will often be in a position of great disadvantage. And that means, I'd like to suggest to you that legal services must be delivered obviously competently, but always with courtesy, integrity, dignity to those with whom you are dealing, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. And that requires human beings with emotional and not, dare I say, artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement is a strong reason why we need in our profession, and even on the court, lawyers from different backgrounds, reflecting as far as we can the different backgrounds in our very cosmopolitan community, and that includes, of course, Indigenous lawyers. Diversity is a concept that's subject to attack in some quarters of the world, but a diverse representation in the legal profession and at the bar, amongst solicitors at the bar and with judges, assists ensuring that all people who are involved in the legal system can feel that they're being properly heard and can feel that they can confidently engage with the judicial system. The admission ceremonies on which I've sat since becoming a judge, including this one, highlight the far greater diversity of background of junior lawyers, as you are at the moment, than when I commenced practice. That's a good thing. And leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. Now, let me now offer you a little bit of free professional advice. As a lawyer, you'll be asked to make difficult decisions. You must use the tools that you've learned to develop your thought processes critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court. At various times in your career, you will make mistakes. Some will be minor, some may be serious. We all make mistakes from time to time. The object is to try not to make the same mistake twice and to learn from such mistakes as you make. One mistake which you must not make is to give your clients the advice that you think they want to hear. That will never be good advice. And I would like to remind you of the words of the current Chief Justice, Justice Gageler, who said this extrajudicially, but if you're asked for advice, if you're asked a question, you should give the same answer to the question, no matter who asks you the question, and no matter in what circumstances the question is asked, and no matter for what purpose you think the question is asked. Aspects of the law, especially if you go into litigation, can be confrontational. The practice of the law can be stressful and demanding, and it can be made more stressful and demanding if there's personal animus and antagonism between practitioners. It adds to the load and almost never, in fact I would say never, gets you any further than you would be were you to just be the polite advocate of your client's interests. It's essential to maintain your detachment and balance and good humour. You're members of a profession, not a business, and there's an important distinction. Another thing you should remember is the best advocates can and do make their point simply and distinctly. Often, I'd say almost always, less is more. Often, for the non-lawyer, the law is incomprehensible, and as we all know, our ever-increasing statute books and court cases are prolix and complex. Your role is to make that complex body of information accessible in a clear and concise way to those that you advise. Also, your physical and mental health are extremely important. There'll be times, no doubt, we all feel this way, where you'll feel overwhelmed or burnt out. Legal practice can be all-consuming, it can be mentally taxing. You must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all do from time to time, take a step back and try to recapture some perspective. And also remember, the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in that context, let me call upon a representative of the New South Wales Bar and the North Society to say a few words. Dr. Townsend, do you move?
May it please the Court. I begin by respectfully joining in your honours acknowledgement of the Gadigal of the Eora Nation, their elders past and present, and other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, including members of those peoples who may be present here with us today. My name is David Townsend, and I've been practising for 4 years at the bar, predominantly in commercial law equity, and class actions. Admittees, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of solicitors and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. Admittees, the person who walked into this courtroom today is not the same as the one who will walk out. You entered as a student at law, but you will leave here as a lawyer, an officer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, one of the oldest institutions of justice in the country, and as His Honour has remarked, in the entire common law world. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister. Along with the government, the police, the judiciary, and others, lawyers are the columns upon which the whole edifice of the rule of law is built. And as His Honour remarked, that's more important than ever. And we cannot take that for granted, and you cannot take your role in that for granted. I am proud, as I hope you will be too, to be a member of the legal profession. As a barrister, I get to work with intelligent people, many of them my opponents, to use reason, common sense, and humanity to help the court to arrive at solutions to difficult problems of law. It's a serious responsibility, and it can be quite a challenge at times, but it's very satisfying to know that I can help my clients by giving expert advice and by appearing and speaking for them in courts like this one. As a barrister, I sometimes feel that I have, in former President Theodore Roosevelt's words, won what is far and away the best prize that life offers, the opportunity to work hard at work worth doing. Many come to the bar after several years' practice as a solicitor first, and there is great value in learning how to litigate as a solicitor before taking on the role of being a barrister. However, you should not assume that there is some sort of set path to the bar. I, for instance, came with more experience as an academic than as a solicitor, and more overseas than in Australia. In fact, in my career before the bar, I have been at various times a volunteer zookeeper and a leader of luxury wine tours in Italy. And let me tell you that knowing how to manage a 400-pound gorilla has come in more handy than you might expect in practice at the bar. On commencing as a barrister, I found myself actively welcomed by my colleagues, including my more senior colleagues, and wonderfully supported by my tutors and friends, many of whom became close and genuine companions over the years. In fact, through coming to the bar, I even ended up meeting my wife, whose admission I moved in this court a little over a year ago. I found that the experiences that I brought to the bar were valued by my colleagues, and I have found that my professional life is enriched by the diversity of backgrounds and experiences of my fellows at the bar. So if this sounds like your kind of place, I would encourage you to consider joining the New South Wales Bar too. I think you might enjoy it. If you're interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association, have a look at its website, and each year there is a Career at the Bar open day. In your first year of practice as what is called a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. Indeed, the bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association itself, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, of which I'm one of the co-chairs this year, which organises social and educational functions for barristers of 0 to 5 years seniority, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. So whether as a solicitor or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. So once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Townsend. Ms Elston, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Diane Elston, and I once stood where you're standing today. And what a special day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as one final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 11 years of working in private practice and at Legal Aid New South Wales, I can tell you I have learnt many lessons. Some have been harder than others. One of the most important things I've learnt is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is increasingly large, diverse, and a community to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with over 30,000 members spread far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, and our desire to connect. We are also bound by our drive to give back to communities and uphold the rule of law. As a young lawyer, I found belonging to a strong network of peers was crucial. That is why I have been part of the Law Society of New South Wales and a member of New South Wales Young Lawyers. Here I have found friendships, guidance, inspiration, and support when I needed it most. One of the most enriching opportunities I have found at the Law Society is to be a member of the Criminal Law Committee, where I have had the opportunity to meet many senior members of the profession and engage in law reform and policy consultation. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences, events, and a wide range of publications and professional development opportunities, as well as mentoring and volunteer opportunities. We encourage you to visit the Law Society website for upcoming events such as our flagship Welcome to the Profession event, which provides you with an opportunity to celebrate this significant achievement alongside your peers and other members of the profession. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations. Speak to your employer, look up the Law Society, and welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Elston. Can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It is stimulating, it's challenging, it's dynamic, and it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people. You should be proud to be a lawyer. You should be proud of what you've all done to get here today, and you should be proud of the profession you've just joined. It is a very important profession. It undermines the stability and cohesion of our community. You are all now a very important part of that very important profession. So 5 things: work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and whatever you do, don't take yourselves too seriously. We wish you all the best of luck on what will truly be an exciting journey that lies before you, and what we are all sure is a full and rewarding career. On behalf of all the judges of the court, can I again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.